Well, the second part of our journey today is underway. I got my commemorative Oliver McDonald baseball pin. They got their pitchers back today, and Ollie got some pins. I don't know why, but a little cloudy, a little rain. Good thing he didn't play ball down here. Looks like it's going to pour rain, or it already did, or both. Anyway, we're on our way back to the border. Amy, I didn't want to ask. She was generous enough to offer to meet me in Niagara Falls because my flight to Kentucky tomorrow is out of Cleveland. So I'm literally driving to Niagara Falls, having some lunch with Amy and the kids. Dropping Oliver off at with Amy, and then I have to go back to Cleveland tonight. Great game, Oliver. 2 big hits. How many RBIs you get? 3 or 4? Might have been 4 RBIs. 2 big hits, 2 strikeouts, but you went down swinging. Which was good. So 2 for 4 today. Big game. The team, they're losing 8-1 after 2 innings and come back and won 12-8, 12-9.
The same thing when we were down 9-1.
Yeah, you come back and won 12-9. A big game for his team today, and Ollie played great. Everybody, your whole team played great. So aside from I'm trying to watch the baseball game and watch the qualifiers at the same time, and I thought that the qualifiers went rather well today. The only horse that I wish Jonathan had got Jayport Beach Boy up into the action, like to take that horse back to last. He's a bit of a crusty bugger sometimes. We get an open bridle on him. We had him on his toes the other day schooling. I should have called him before. It's my fault. I really wish he'd have blasted him, sat in the 2-hole, kept him up on the iron, and let him pace, because you're not gonna tire him out. He's a strong horse. But anyway, he'll come back with a qualifier next week, a little more flashy. I was happy. I was a little fuzzy about who was going to until I looked at the list. There's just been so much going on. Mounds for All I thought looked really good. And James does not give out compliments very often with our horses because he's worried that I'm going to get high on them, right? Oh, this one's a nice horse. That one's a nice horse. This pin's starting to bug me. But he said to me, I said, Mounds for All. Sure. Mounds for All, he said, he said, what a beautiful gait on this horse. He said, I looked up at the half and all I could see was the tips of his ears. He goes with a very, very low head. And it's so weird because we had both Mounds for All and Mounds for All's sister, Tactical Mounds. Tactical Mounds was quite a ways over the fence, a lunatic. She's on the wrong side of the fence sometimes. She can get really warm or a snake cord forever. This guy, oh my God, you never have to worry about him wearing a snake cord. He is as laid back and as chilled out as you would ever see. James said, yeah, just trotting along. He said, I don't want to call him lazy because I was really happy with his qualifier. But he said you got to keep after him and keep after him, much like a young baseball player I know. So Mounds for All was very good in his qualifier. 29-1 on the end of it, last half, and 58-1. Very happy with what I saw from Mounds for All today. Now, a lot of people asking me, Mel Gibson, Mounds for All, what's the plan? We're going to send them out to Indiana. I don't know what I'm going to do yet because I had talked to Ronnie the other day, Ron Burke, and he said he didn't have any 2-year-old trotting colts. I have a pretty good rapport with Ross, really nice guy, he does a great job. So I guess we'll figure out what we're doing with the horses in the next week or so. It is almost July the 1st. Their first stake is July 15th. Might race Mounds for All once in Ontario. We could do that because we don't really have any 2-year-old trotters qualified that are ready to go. I know we'll talk about another trotter that qualified very well, but he is most definitely going at least one more trip. So, Mounds for All, I guess you might see him in the go next week in Ontario. Yeah, we could do that. I saw Mel Gibson getting ready to go out and train today. I only went with one horse this morning. I'll talk about him last because I was really, really impressed with him. Now, Mel Gibson, I meant to ask Jason if they're putting him in the race bike. If they're putting him in the race bike, he should be in to go this week. Also, somewhere, maybe you can make a trip to the Meadows, make a trip to Hoosier, maybe. I don't know. Should get him raced this week, though, as he has a stake coming up on the 15th. So back to the qualifiers. Mounds for All was very, very strong. Really impressed with him. Very next qualifier out. Watch your mouth. He's been ready to go, but no fast miles yet. Today was a great mile for him. 57-1 last quarter, 27-2 last half, and 56-1. That was right around where we wanted to go with this guy. He looked great. Probably come back with another qualifier with him next week. So he had 2 down. Man, I was really, really impressed with what I saw from both the first 2 horses. Then I watched Drebin go out. Now, I know James didn't want him on the front end. You know, he'd said to me, I wish he had to put him on the front. I said, well, when you look at the way the race went, nobody really went out of there. Drebin went out of there easy. He got a cheap second quarter, 31-2. 31-3 was the second quarter. And I thought he did his work. No, 31-2. I thought he did his work really, really well, to be honest. Was it 30? Yeah, 31-3. Did his work really, really well. I think the Murphy blind on the outside in the ear hood, he just kind of went to sleep late in the stretch and then got picked off. But that was, again, he hasn't been fast miles also. We've been really careful with Drebin for quite a while. So was happy to see Drebin go out and qualify well. 29-2 on the end of it. Last half in 59 seconds. I thought the horse looked very, very good. We'll come back with a qualifier next week with him also. I know Danny had said, I like him with the jawbreaker. I said, just so we're clear, he will never wear the jawbreaker again. He's wearing a snake cord. We're going to keep this guy buttoned down for quite a while. I think a lot of Drebin, his knees do bother him, but we've been able to manage him, and it looks like he's coming forward in a big way. So really excited, really happy with what I saw from Drebin today. And then we went to Jakeport Beach Boy. I just think that I should have called JD and said, hey, remember, this is a guy, just don't take him back to last. And he did. Half in 101-3, a mile in a half in 103-3, a mile in 2-1. Last half 57-2, last quarter in 28-4. Decent fractions, but he could have and should have went more. So next week, get him up near the motor, get him up near the front of the pack. I'll tell you where you could race him. You can actually race him at Grand River, because he's always saving, right? Always. You really got to work him hard sometimes. I know that Johnny went with him 2 weeks ago. I thought he looked really, really good, Johnny McKinnon. So it's just a matter of getting him outside of his skin, outside of his comfort zone, and pushing him forward. But nevertheless, he's qualified, and either we'll qualify him once more, or we'll put him in at Grand River or Georgian, which remains to be seen. Now, as I said, I went with one horse this morning. I got to the barn. It was supposed to rain, right? My whole day was, please don't rain. I want to watch Oliver play baseball. And when it looked like it wasn't going to rain, I went over to the barn. Everybody was getting finished up. And Jason said, Memory and Imagination made a break in his training set. Do you want to go with him again? I said, 100%. I want to go with him. This horse is going to the PA All-Stars next week. I want a week from Monday. I want to see how he looks. He was unbelievably good. Trained him by himself. 57-4 last half, and 57-3. He was exceptionally good. I know Scott's going to say, wow, that was lots. Because him and James are like, it's like talking to James in the US and James in Canada all the time. So it's I want to make sure that he's ready to go. I would have liked to race him, but I can't race him Wednesday back Monday. So we can't race him next week because his race is the following Monday. So there's no racing on a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday for him. So we just opted to train him. And today's training session was meant to be a little bit of a stronger session. And when I got there, it's a good thing I got there when I did, because I know Jason wanted to know, just go with him and see what you think. And I went with him. The horse was amazing. Memory and Imagination. Now, Pickpocket's already done his work. Has already looked great and is well on his way to solidifying, potentially being our best or one of our best horses. I can assure you, his number one competition right now is the horse that I just trained this morning. That horse looked unbelievably good. Now, I can report also, it's hard to believe, Punch the Clock, 2-4 last half in a minute, wrapped up today, virtually by herself. Widespread Panic made a break starting out of there, but finished up right with them, so had to come a half and 58 apiece. By the sounds, I'm just giving you third-person information. I just spoke to James. He said Punch was great. We were going over her calendar. Is she going to go Pure Ivory? It's on the tip of my tongue. The other good trotting filly, Peaceful Way. Are we going to go Pure Ivory Peaceful Way, or are we going to go, if we qualify her twice, we could go kindergarten, Peaceful Way. So I'll leave that up to James. I know that we're going away next week, and I know Amy's worried about it, but I said, relax. She's there now. You just need somebody to take good care of her. So where the first part of her staking schedule will go, I don't know yet. Will it be north of the border or south of the border? I don't know. I know that anchoring stake is the Peaceful Way, though. She will be there for sure. All things go well. And then after that, there's a lot of Indiana. We have the Kentuckiana, for some reason, is in Indiana. The Doherty, which used to be at the Meadowlands, is now in Indiana, and the Breeders' Crown, obviously, is Indiana. The only stop in between the Indiana run, if we wanted to, would be the race in Kentucky, the Bluegrass, I think, and I'm not really glued to that either. So it looks like it will either be Kentucky, kindergarten, Peaceful Way, or it will be Pure Ivory, Peaceful Way. We'll figure that out along the way. And actually, we will figure that out when she qualifies. That'll be up to James. If he wants to leave her in Canada, we'll leave her in Canada. And if he thinks she's really, really good, razor sharp, we're going to have a good look at the competition in New Jersey anyway, and that timeline. And then we'll be able to decide where she's going to go after that. So that was her. Widespread Panic, as I said, trained good. Mick Paisley was fine this morning, so he ended up going. I said, we didn't really have a whole lot of, I didn't want to school her on Tuesday because it's supposed to pour rain everywhere. And I said, if you guys are going around 2.4, 2.5, why don't you just take Mick Paisley down? She ate all her breakfast and she feels good, which she did. They took her down, just trained her a light workout, 2.4 in a piece. And she'll likely be in next week also. So that is how the day went. Obviously, we had a great qualifying session in Ontario, one of our strongest of the season. Our strongest of the season for sure. Oliver got the job done with his team, the Nordonia Knights. We're on our way back now. Ollie actually has practice tomorrow in Ontario. What's that, buddy?
Keep getting that wrong.
I know, it feels like Sunday to me. He's got practice tomorrow, and I have Kentucky tomorrow. I'll be right home from Kentucky. Monday, I'm going to go over to, if it's not pouring rain, I'm going to go over to the Meadows, see if we can get the harness squared away properly and everything, see how insider trading feels, because a big qualifier coming from her on Tuesday. I don't want to go too much to empty her out. Got to go enough to qualify if we're going to race her on Saturday, and I will, and have every intention of doing so if everything works out well. We have a ton of horses to school. That'll be going to Philadelphia next weekend. That's where I have to be on the 2nd. Crantini jogged good today. Tailgate Buzz, Austral, Hanover, Spitfire Overseas. We plan on schooling all them. It's going to be a mucky, filthy day on Tuesday. I'm going to have to have 2 showers somewhere and then head out to back to Ontario. So that will be the start of my week. Kentucky, Cleveland, the Meadows, and then back to Ontario. And then a huge week starting virtually Friday morning for us. Wednesday night I'm going to be in Ohio, go back, pick up Amy and the kids. We got to run all around, probably have to be in the Meadows Thursday, the Meadows Friday, maybe Scioto Friday night, the Meadows Saturday afternoon, huge day for us Saturday, and Scioto, a massive day to kick off our Ohio Sire Stakes 2-year-old season on Saturday evening. So a lot going on, as you can see. Good luck to everybody racing today and the rest of the weekend. I'm going to do your videos. I got 2.5 hours. I'm going to do your videos right now. Take care.